What's up, YouTube? It's Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I'm back with a comic haul video, stuff I picked up this weekend. Now, I went to a local store of mine, and then I also went ahead and went to a kind of unlikely place in the conventional way of thinking about comic collecting. And I'll get more into that in a second, and just show you what I got from there as well. So, to start off, I'll get to the books that I went ahead and picked up at my local comic book shop. So I went to my local shop and I decided that I was going to get some books that I was meaning to catch up on. A series that I had started to pick up, but I didn't completely follow through with, so I'm trying to catch the rest of them. And that is I Hate Fairyland by Skottie Young. This is number 2. And the reason I like this series is because it's completely nuts. This little girl right here goes into fairyland. So it's all the fairy tales, Humpty Dumpty, Mary Had a Little Lamb, all these things. And she just massacres them all. It's ridiculous, and it's funny, and it's great. And overall, I love Skottie Young's art. He's just one of the guys that, like, his variant covers always stand out to me. And just about every time I see one, I pretty much, if I don't pick it up right away, I look to pick it up a little later on, just because his art is just great. So, picked up number 2 and number 3. And then I got a couple other books from the back issue bins that they have there. So the name of the shop, and I always, I go to different shops throughout time. So the name of the shop is called Comically Speaking. Now I'm not sure if any of you guys are in, the Massachusetts or Boston area, but, like I say, Boston Chris, so, I have different shops all around the, area that I go to. So if you are in this area, definitely give them a, go ahead and check them out, because they have a crazy selection. And literally, it's just one of those really, like, kind of bustling shops where it's just like, you look in and there's just everything. Like, from the minute you go in, you have to kind of take a step back and just, you're overwhelmed, because the place is just stacked with everything when it comes, whether it be comics, whether it be statues, whether it be action figures, even records and CDs, and they have a little video game section. But I mean, just trust me, the place is unreal. So if you haven't been, or if you're nearby in the area, check them out. So they, had a bunch, and so I wanted to go ahead and complete my Green Lantern series. So this is the, just that Parallax Saga, where Mongul destroys Coast City, Hal Jordan loses it and becomes evil, turns into Parallax. And what happens is that the Guardians end up trying to find a new savior, and that person is Kyle Rayner. So this is the first issue of Kyle Rayner as the Green Lantern. So definitely glad to have that book so I can, keep the series going. Next, and this one I kind of went on a little bit of a Daredevil run, as you can see, because I kind of revealed the book before I picked it up. But let me go ahead and resituate so that this way I can show you everything as it comes. So next we have Daredevil, and this is number 238. So Daredevil is basically in a fight with Sabretooth on the cover. And what goes on in this book is that this is a tie-in with the Mutant Massacre. It says it right on the top, Mutant Massacre continues. So if you've ever heard of Fall of the Mutants, this is that part of that storyline. It's one of the books that, you wouldn't expect to cross over into, but Daredevil actually assists the X-Men and the Morlocks in this book. So definitely a cool book to have, and on top of that too, one of the guys is coming to Boston Comic Con. I don't know if you can see his name. Arthur Adams in that brick. So he's coming to Boston Comic Con. And so I'm going to try to see if I can get that signed by him. Next is Daredevil, issue number 232. And this is the first appearance of Nuke. And if you don't remember him, or if you, he's actually in the cinematic universe, in the TV universe on Netflix. He is the what was he? He was a police officer that basically takes a drug and just loses his shit and becomes all messed up. So this is his first issue, and he becomes for the time for this story. I think even through the Born Again story as well, he becomes pretty significant. He's one of the Kingpin's goons that he uses to go after Daredevil. So definitely something that's pretty cool to have. He's already showed up in the Jessica Jones series. I'm not sure if they're going to use him in the Daredevil series, if he's going to be used, again in Jessica Jones or whatever. But he's someone that has potential. So good to pick him up. Next, I jumped over to Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 361, and this is the first appearance of Carnage, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely a cool book to have, just because this introduces Carnage, and this is before the series that goes on a little later on, which is the Maximum Carnage series, which is basically him standalone fighting against Spider-Man and just really just taking center stage as far as being a main Spider-Man villain. And to follow that up, I got number 362, and I love this cover. It's Venom and Carnage going after Spider-Man. I've never actually read this book, so I don't know specifically what's in here, but I mean the cover says it all. I can't wait to actually crack this book open and see what's going on inside of it. All right, and so to round it all out, for this local shop that I went to, I picked up, which, for me it's a pretty cool issue because I've never owned, this is going to be the oldest Daredevil I own. This is number 141, and this is the fourth appearance of Bullseye. I'm working on trying to get the rest of them. I'm trying to, see what I can do to get, Bullseye, all together. So the first, second, third, fourth, as many as I can get until he became a just regular mainstream character, and also the Frank Miller run with Elektra and stuff. I have a couple of those, so I'm gonna keep going with that and try to see if I can get a good amount of his appearances, because the only movie that he's been in is the old Ben Affleck movie, the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, which wasn't all that great. I can't think, being such a central villain in Daredevil, I can't put it past that he's going to be in the Netflix series at some point. At some time, he's going to be in there. So, just early appearances of him are probably a great thing to pick up just to have. So, and you can see I didn't pay a lot of money for this. Not like it's breaking the bank. So, sometimes local shops will have better deals than what's on eBay. So it's good to check them out. But this is definitely a book to pick up. So, let me move on to the next part of this. And this is from my local, actually, so it's not really my local shop per se. So what I was alluding to earlier is that there's a shop that, some people go to get comics, and I mean, it says it in the name, and that store is Newberry Comics. And, every once in a while, you can find the new issues there. The problem that you're going to have is that usually they're in malls, and usually people just manhandle the comics. And I mean, they shift through them and flip them around and do all types of stuff. So a lot of times, unless you get it on a Comic Book Wednesday, if you wait a couple weeks or a couple days, you're going to find a lot of really beat up copies of books. So that turns some people off. And, they don't have a back issue selection that, would let you get some of the other older and key books. But from time to time, they have unreal sales because they buy so many issues and they have so many in stock that usually when a story just kind of dies out, they have no choice but to go ahead and let you have them for sometimes up to half off. And I'll give you an example. And not all of these are old issues that you wouldn't be able to pick up right away. So the first two I'm going to tell you about is Wonder Woman Rebirth, and this just came out this week, along with, Green Arrow Rebirth, which is a week old. And I was able to get both of these issues for half off a cover price. So I bought these both for $1.49, each. So part of the sale that they're having over there is that all DC books with a up to the price tag of $5.99 and less, are half off. I guess they have an overstock on DC books, so if you're a DC fan and you like what's been coming out in the last few months, head over there, because I don't know how long the sale's lasting for, but head over there and get whatever you want, just because, you know, they have it here and they're really, you know, they have overstock, and so they're willing to just get rid of it. So, you know, you can definitely pick up all your books for a little cheaper, so that's definitely good. This one I didn't get any sort of discount on, but I was able to pick it up, and it is the Fight Poster variant of Civil War II, #1. And I love this. I showed this on my last video, I think, that I got the little poster. My local store had it, and so I was, you know, not sure if I was going to be able to pick it up in store, but they had it. I paid, you know, cover price for it, which is awesome. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm definitely going to have to go ahead and get this framed or something, because I really like this. Like, not that I think it's going to be worth any kind of crazy money. I just really like it. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. And so along with that as well, because like I said, they have the overstock like crazy. So they're giving away, and this is actually a crazy value. I picked up the small publishers book, so just a bunch of indies, and it's a 10-pack, so there's 10 books in here that they bagged up and put in a grab bag, and I paid $5.99 for this, and it has issue #1 of I Hate Fairyland, which is awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and just open this and get into like what is actually in here. So let me just take a second. And for the benefit of Splash Page Comics, because I'm touching sticky substance, I'm going to be wearing gloves when I handle these, just because, you know, I don't want to ruin these, you know, prior to actually, you know, having the book itself open. So, not to say that these haven't been handled by, you know, bare hands before, because they probably have, but I just feel like, you know what, I'm going to do my part to do my best to, you know, preserve these books, because I don't want them to get damaged by me right now being negligent. So, here we go. Yeah. So, let me just put this down. Alright, so the first one is I Hate Fairyland #1. Then we have John Carter from Mars, #14. I've never read this, but it's all good. Oh wow, Jughead #2, and this is a variant. And then we have Jughead #3, and this is also a variant. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've never actually ever owned an Archie comic before, outside of a free comic book day one. So I've never actually purchased one. So this is my first Archie comics, or Archie character comics. Let's see here. Alright, so this is a series I definitely want to get into, and now I have an actual book. So this is volume 2 of Jupiter Circle. And so this is part of the Millerverse, which I definitely recommend everybody should check out and read. We have here the 3rd printing of Claus #1, story about Santa Claus. And this one is put out by Boom Studios. I'm going to show you the back. So, actually, that was probably the front. Oh well. That was brought to me backwards. But anyway. So, Claus #1, which is a sick cover. And like I said, it's the 3rd print. So, you know, glad to have that. Let's see what's next. We have, so this is a Dark Horse Comics, and this is Lara Croft and the Frozen Omen. Okay, crazy title, but yeah, Lara Croft comic. And then, oh, cool. So I have right here, from the pages of Hellboy, Lobster Johnson. This is #1. And it's first print, which is really cool. else do we have here? Got 2 more left. We have no, The Goddamned. And this is an image book, and looks like just a bunch of people have been decapitated on this cover. So cover definitely shows you know, something kind of crazy on it. So you have to check out that one. That's issue number 2. And finally we have, I've never read this, I have no idea about this, but Plutonia, or Plutona, number 3. So definitely cool. Definitely, you know, a bunch of great stuff for, as I said, those books, $5.99, 10 books, picked at random, you know. So the great part about that indie one is that, you know, you get to see a bunch of different stuff that, you know, maybe you normally don't read. Take a chance, see what you get. But they also have Marvel and DC ones as well. So those are selling for, I think, about $10.99. But regardless, you know, you're getting 10 books for literally the price of maybe 2 or 3. I mean, this is the small press is a huge value just because for basically, let's see, I mean, I can go through all these prices. So $2.99 for that last one. Let's see, $2.99. This one is $3.99. See, $3.50 for Lobster Johnson. So it's just like I named off 2 books off the top, and I've already basically, the price of those 2 books in the very beginning are basically more than what I paid. So if I was to buy them each individually, I would have paid already for 2 issues. I would have been up around $7, or, you know, plus tax and everything like that. So you know, definitely a value. So I'm telling you now, Newbury Comics, check them out, see what they have. They may have some variants. They may have some just, you know, random, you know, I don't know, issues maybe that you didn't pick up in the past that you're looking to. Or if you're looking to get into Rebirth for dirt cheap, go get it. Because I can tell you a series that I think, it depends, because I don't know if I want to go all in on it right yet. But the Dark Knight 3, that, I mean, those books are all $5.99, and that's kind of what kept me away from it. To be able to get them for half the price, maybe I'll go for it, maybe I won't. I won't say for sure, but I'm just letting you know that, you know, it exists. So if you live in an area where there's Newbury Comics, definitely check them out. So that's going to end this haul video. That's my weekend haul, stuff that I picked up over the weekend. And I'm going to be also, like I said, in my last video, doing a video contest entry for Simplify Comics, his July 4th contest. If you want in, check out his channel. They'll go ahead and give you the details of that. Also doing a video about, as a tag video that I was tagged in by LP of Rebel Comics, used to be Talk Comics. He's the creator of Niobe. And it's of the books I'd like to get graded. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, submit both of those probably in the next like day or so. And I'm also just going to take a moment to thank some new subscribers. I haven't done this in a while. I mean, I've had new subscribers come on over time, but I just haven't had time to, you know, sit down and, you know, look everything over and give out the proper shout-outs for the people that need, you know, that recognition because of, you know, everything else that's been going on, you know, just big event, got married, everything like that. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and just give a shout-out to my new subscribers. And for, you know, these people, most of them have their own channels, so if you haven't subscribed to them, if you don't know them, go ahead and check them out, and you know, you can you know, give them some support. So starting off, we have Evan Gillen. Next is Casey Oakley. Next, Manny Sanchez, Tony Dill, The Comic Box, The Real Britney, Brett Murray. Alright, I talked to him and he's cool. So John Paul, Ace Peter, and the reason I say I've talked to him and he's cool, he's definitely got just an amazing, amazing collection. And I hope that I didn't say his name wrong, just because John Paul's the easy part. The Ace Peter part, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not, so If I've messed up John Paul, I apologize. But check out his channel. This guy has some books. I mean, some ridiculous books. He's got some, pre-hero comics. He has, just some really, really key issues. So go to his channel, check out his videos, and, you won't be disappointed. He's got some great, great content. Lastly, James K. So these are my new subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you for, going ahead and, watching and subscribing to me. And I just wanted to say again that please, check these people's channels out. Everybody has some great content on there. Whether it be, key issues, whether it just be, just weekly hauls, unboxings, Funko Pops, action figures, loot crates, bento boxes, all types of stuff. Just, it's always good to, get out and just see what other people have to offer in the YouTube community. So go ahead and check them out. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end my video. I want to thank everybody for watching. And again, if you haven't seen my other videos, go back and check them out. I did an unboxing a little earlier on. So with that, again, this is Buckshot33. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you haven't watched if you haven't watched any of my other videos, this is your first one, go back and watch some of my other stuff. Everyone, have yourself a great night. Happy collecting. This is Buckshot33. I'm out.